Hey everyone, this is Laura Gadenik with Laura Gadenik Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of October 30th through November 12th, 2023. Before I get started, I'd like to remind you to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to hear how the astrology hits you, and it also helps the channel to grow. Okay, and also I keep on mentioning I'm also a therapist, and so I am my goal is to offer a more therapeutic lens into how we can work with the energy, into how the astrological energy might impact us, how we can, utilize our agency for our higher good. So that'll be coming into the astrology forecasts as well. So today, Tuesday the 31st, Venus in Virgo makes a trine to Uranus in Taurus. Venus in Virgo is not the most experimental placement for Venus to be. Venus is goddess of love, beauty, relationships, fun, pleasure. And Virgo likes to sort and sift and nitpick a little bit, get into the details, get, really nitty gritty. And so, this might be like really meticulous makeup, or being really meticulous with one's style or hair or art or something like that. That's Venus in Virgo. So Venus making this trine to Uranus feels like this time for experimentation in things like fashion, style, relationships, ways to have fun. There might be changes that come through in relationships that are easeful, supportive. Trines are aspects that are easy. And you might even notice wanting to make a change in how you're doing relationships, maybe in how you're styling yourself, or you're expressing yourself, maybe in an art project that you're working on, how you experience beauty. In general, also, you might notice a need for more freedom in relationships. It's a good day to go out and do something fun that's a little bit different than what you normally do. This might signify like being a little bored in some areas of Venus life. Venus themes, once again, being relationships, beauty, love, fun, pleasure, joy, etc. So pretty quick transit, but still kind of fun. Thursday the 2nd, the sun makes an opposition to Jupiter in Taurus. So Jupiter is big, Jupiter is confident and optimistic, and the sun, it represents our conscious awareness. So oppositions are a bit more tense or difficult, or some of the more challenging things can come out with opposition. So with sun opposite Jupiter, there's still that sense of like optimism and confidence, but be mindful of overindulgence or excess or arrogance. You can be too confident, you can be too optimistic to where you're not thinking realistically and kind of overdo something. You might overpromise or overcommit. So just some things to watch out for. But overall, it feels like mostly a very optimistic kind of day. And then Friday the 3rd, Venus in Virgo makes an opposition to Neptune. This could be really magical and dreamy in relationships, although not a great day to be seeing things very clearly. We could be seeing people, places, things with rose-colored glasses. There could be an element of disillusionment or disappointment or deception in relationships specifically. Maybe some loss could come up. Neptune does rule over loss and grief. And just in general, there might be a sense of confusion in relationships, like what's going on? What are we doing? I'm not sure where this other person's at. Could be a good day to have a clarifying conversation, although I don't know how clear things will actually be on this day. So, I think leaning into the highly romantic, magical element of this is a good idea, but just not recognizing that it's not necessarily reflective of something long-term or reality, right? But lean into the magic, have fun with it. Just be a little careful. Be careful of glamorizing someone too much, or glamorize them and just, be mindful that next week you might see them differently or something like that. This could also be a time where you're more likely to self-sacrifice and, kind of enter into this like more savior complex. And, helping others isn't bad, obviously. It could be a really good day to go volunteer for an organization or go help someone, right? But just being mindful of taking on that identity of like, I'm a savior or something like that. Okay, Saturday the 4th, Mercury makes an opposition to Uranus. This feels like surprising news, unexpected turnarounds, unexpected change of mind, surprising conversations, maybe some flashes of insight or understanding. Could be flips in something. This is pretty quick astrology. It's not, this lasts like a day or two, so it's not like really necessarily important astrology, but could be a good day to really do some grounding work. Grounding is anything you can do to be in your body, breathing, feeling the chair beneath you, feeling the feet beneath you. Anything with Uranus, it's good. Uranus wants to kind of like electrify us or make things really exciting, and can also bring about some anxiety, some flips of mental health. So good idea to do grounding, yoga, breath work, meditation, even just like sitting in your chair and feeling your feet on the ground, or feeling your breath go through your nose, things like that can be really good for Mercury opposite Uranus. Okay. On Monday the 6th, Mercury makes a trine to Neptune and Venus makes a trine to Pluto. So Mercury trine Neptune feels there's like an intuition in the air. There's maybe a need to escape linear time, to escape in something magical, mystical, get into a flow state, whatever that is for you, really lean into your imagination. Venus trine Pluto is about deep honesty in relationships that goes well, a deepening of intimacy through truth-telling of what's maybe on your heart, maybe a deepening of love or feeling for someone, or a deepening of commitment to your personal values. Pluto likes to help us examine things really closely and deeply. So there could be an element of examining relationships and your relationship needs, or the relationship needs of those that you are in relationship with. So that's a really, I think, supportive day for relationships. Wednesday the 8th, Venus heads into Libra. This is a dignity change. Venus in Virgo is in her fall, meaning she struggled. Venus struggled in the sign of Virgo. Venus in Libra is her home sign. So Venus is very happy in the sign of Libra. This feels like a moment where relationships soften, there's more collaboration, there's more peace and harmony. And I'm talking more interpersonally, not necessarily worldwide. Worldwide astrology, it's not necessarily something I specialize in. So there's a lot of war going on right now, I know, and Venus entering Libra doesn't necessarily indicate the stopping of like war. So, but more interpersonally, relationships become more easeful. Mercury also makes a sextile to Pluto on this day. It's a really good time for insights, for journaling, for digging into your psyche, or having deeper conversations, or digging into any other subject matter that you are very interested in. It's a good kind of research-oriented aspect. And then on Thursday the 9th, Mercury heads into Sagittarius. Mercury, once again, planet of the mind, how we think, communicate. And Sagittarius is a sign about faith, philosophy, one's belief system, travel, adventure, broadening one's mind. So the mind becomes more more lighthearted. You might notice yourself wanting to have more conversations around ideas, philosophy, travel, what could be, expansion, expansive ideas, adventure of some sort. And of course, this is going to be starting to highlight the part of your chart that contains Sagittarius. So whatever house that is, those themes will be coming to mind more. There'll be more activity around that area of the chart. Same with when Venus enters Libra. When Venus enters Libra, she's going to bring sweetness and joy and beauty to the part of your chart that contains Libra, whatever house that is for you. Okay, so as soon as Mercury enters Sagittarius on the 9th, it is going to be lighter and more lighthearted eventually, but as soon as Mercury enters Sagittarius, it makes an immediate square to Saturn, which is a bit more like tense and kind of lower energy. So this feels more, and this will be just like a day or two, and then after that, like once Mercury moves on, then there's that more lighthearted, focus on fun and adventure and philosophy and all that stuff. But Mercury initially makes this square to Saturn, a planet about responsibility, duty, obligation, hard work, difficulty. So this could feel like a reality check. This could feel like having to have a harsh conversation, give or receive feedback. Or you might just have to like do some really hard mental work. And when you might just want to have fun. Mercury in Sagittarius, just wants to have a good time and talk philosophy and adventure and all the things that might expand your mind. But Saturn's like, wait, we got to come back down to earth and focus on what's going on here in this physical world. Do you have enough money? Do you have enough food? How is your bank account looking? Are you working hard enough? Like Saturn's kind of bringing all of these like more potentially bummer feeling qualities into the day, into your mentality. So it's a good time to apply yourself to something mentally. Really use this energy to do a realistic check on your personal sense of security, on whether you are, like on a trajectory. Do you have a plan for the future? Saturn really wants us to think about the future, think about what's sustainable, the long term. So do that, set aside some time to think about like, are you accomplishing the goals that you want to be, or are you on track to do so? Do you have a plan in place? Do you need a plan in place for the future? Are you getting all of your work done? Are you doing your responsibilities, right? Who are you committed to? Who and what are you committed to? And are you doing a good job? Do you need to be doing better, whatever that means to you or to someone else, right? So those are some things to keep in mind. Saturday the 11th, it's a little tricky. Mars makes an opposition to Uranus. This is tense astrology. I would be very mindful and very careful around this day, and even like Friday, the 10th, when Mercury makes that square to Saturn, I would be careful. There could be, first of all, Mars is a planet about severing, cutting away, going one's own way. It rules over knives, things that are sharp, accidents. Uranus is a planet about breakthroughs or kind of unexpected changes, things that are kind of drastic and out of the blue, 180 turns. It's kind of like unstable energy. So you might experience some erratic energy. You might experience some sense of wanting to act rashly or compulsively, or like there might be this like burst of anger or energy, or you might find an instinct to lash out at someone, or maybe someone's lashing out at you. And there could be fights, there could be conflicts, there could be impulsivity, there could be explosive release of tension that's been building for some time, impatience. And once again, it could come through the projected form. So if not coming through you, it might come through someone else in your life. So that's the projected form of where the energy of the astrology is coming through other people or situations. And, a lot of this can happen if we are unconscious of the energy, right? And if we're unconscious of the energy, it might even, and we don't recognize like what needs to move in our bodies or in our energy fields or in our lives, like where have we been feeling stuck? Are we listening to that, or are we ignoring it? If we're ignoring it, then, a lot of this could happen unconsciously. You might just like lash out, or there could be an accident. Bad things happen all the time, right? There could be a collision or something breaking in your home, so thinking about like, okay, what part of your chart contains Scorpio? What house is that? What part of your chart contains Taurus? What house is that? What are those topics? And is there something in those parts of life where you are needing to, where you've been feeling maybe a little restless, and you there's this sense of needing to make changes or break free from something? Maybe you felt restrained. It's a good idea to maybe even start making incremental changes leading up to this, so that it's not this like big burst of like, right? On the other hand, this could manifest positively for some people in terms of like, if you have been feeling held down, held back, like closed in or stuck, this might be a time of breakthroughs, or freedom from what has previously felt bondaging, if that makes sense. Is that a word? Bondaging, trapping. So, there's some possibilities for this aspect, but I would just say be careful and be mindful and be aware of your own internal energy on this day and also leading up to this day. Okay, so that is the astrology for the next couple weeks. Hope this was useful. Once again, please like, subscribe, comment. Love to hear from you. I'm open for consultations as well. Please reach out. You can email me at consultation@lauragadenic.com. My website's also lauragadenic.com. You can sign up for readings there. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. I hope this was useful, and I'll be back in 2 weeks for another astrological update. Bye.